That humble banana peel. Most of us see it as nothing more than a slippery bit of rubbish, destined for the bin without a second thought. But what if I told you that this simple scrap is one of nature's most elegant gifts to the gardener? In the world of soil, this is pure gold. It's packed with a wealth of nutrients that can supercharge your plants, turning a struggling garden into a thriving oasis. And the best part? It's entirely free, a perfect example of closing the loop between your kitchen and your garden. Let's delve into the science, shall we? The star of the show is potassium. A single banana peel contains a significant amount of it. Potassium is the great regulator in the plant world. It helps move water and nutrients within the plant's cells, strengthens its ability to resist disease, and is absolutely vital for developing flowers and fruits. It's what gives your tomatoes that deep, rich flavour, and your roses their vibrant, breathtaking colour. But it doesn't stop there. Banana peels also provide a healthy dose of phosphorus. Think of phosphorus as the architect of the plant's foundation. It's essential for strong root development, giving your plants the stability they need to anchor themselves and the energy to grow tall and robust. They also contain calcium, which strengthens cell walls, much like it strengthens our bones, preventing issues like blossom end rot in tomatoes. And let's not forget magnesium and other trace minerals, all of which play a crucial role in photosynthesis, the very process that turns sunlight into life. Together, these nutrients create a balanced, slow-release feast that synthetic fertilizers often struggle to replicate. So, how do we get this goodness into our soil? The simplest method is the chop and bury. Finely chop the peels. The smaller the pieces, the faster they decompose. And bury them an inch or two deep in the soil around potassium-loving plants like tomatoes, peppers or roses. This direct application delivers nutrients right where they're needed most, the root zone. Another excellent method is adding them to your compost pile. The peels act as a green material, balancing out the browns like dried leaves and cardboard. As they break down, they enrich the entire compost batch, creating a wonderfully balanced soil amendment for your whole garden. For a quicker boost, you can create a banana peel tea. Simply soak a few peels in a jar of water for a couple of days. The water will absorb some of the water-soluble nutrients. Strain the liquid and use it to water your plants, especially houseplants that could use a gentle lift. It's a mild fertilizer, perfect for a regular feeding schedule. If you have an abundance of peels, consider drying them. You can lay them out in the sun or use a low oven until they are brittle. Once dried, crush them into a powder. This powder can be stored indefinitely and sprinkled around the base of your plants or mixed into potting soil for a long-lasting nutrient source. Now, a few important words of caution. While banana peels are wonderful, there are some do's and don'ts. Firstly, always chop and bury the peels. Tossing a whole peel on the surface can attract pests like fruit flies or even curious rodents, and it decomposes very slowly. Burying them solves this problem. Secondly, don't overdo it. 1 or 2 peels per plant every few weeks is plenty. Too much of a good thing can disrupt the soil's balance. If you see a bit of white, fuzzy mould on the buried peels, don't panic. This is typically beneficial fungi doing its job of breaking down the organic matter. And for those with pets, rest assured, banana peels are non-toxic to cats and dogs, though it's still best to bury them to avoid any unwanted snacking. Most fruiting and flowering plants adore the nutrients from banana peels. Tomatoes, peppers, eggplants and roses are prime candidates. However, you should avoid using them around plants that prefer acidic soil, such as blueberries or azaleas, as the peels can slightly raise the soil's pH over time. Why not try a little experiment for yourself? It's the best way to see the results firsthand. Take 2 identical potted plants. For one, incorporate chopped banana peels into its soil. Leave the other as your control. Water them equally and give them the same amount of sunlight. Within a few weeks, you should start to notice a difference. Look for darker, lusher green leaves, thicker and stronger stems, and eventually more abundant and vibrant blooms or fruit on the plant fed with banana peels. It's a simple yet profound demonstration of nature's power. If you live in a climate with a cold winter, you don't have to stop collecting. You can freeze your peels in a bag throughout the colder months. When spring arrives and it's time to plant, you'll have a ready supply to tuck into the soil. Drying them, as we mentioned, is another fantastic way to preserve them for later use. So next time you enjoy a banana, pause for a moment before you toss that peel. You're holding a powerful tool for ecological gardening. By returning it to the earth, you're not just feeding your plants, you're reducing food waste, nurturing the soil biome, and participating in a beautiful, sustainable cycle. Your garden will thank you for it with bigger harvests, richer flavour, and healthier, more resilient plants. Like, share and subscribe for more soil-made simple tips that turn everyday scraps into living soil.